Okay, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. So today, before we start our lessons, let's pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, we're talking about jhana. So regarding with the jhana, the word jhana in the suttas, so many sutta we can find this usage. Jayata bhikkhave, mapamatata. So actually, jayata, it is the verb form of the word jhana. So bhikkhu bori, bhikkhu nyanamoli, bhikkhu analio, so they are scholar monks as well as a practitioner. So they translate the word jayata as a meditate. Meditate bhikkhus. Do not be negligent, lest you regret it later. This is our instruction to you. So in the suttas, we find a lot of usages, a lot of words similar to this one. So that here, what I want to point out here is jayata. So they translate as a meditate. So last week, we talked about two definitions of the word jhana. So one is contemplating on an object, closely contemplating on an object. So here, actually, they translate as a meditate. So the jhana simply means meditation or contemplating, a close contemplating on an object. So this is a one of the usage that we can find in many suttas, in many places. Okay, so this is a Jayata bhikkhve mapamatata. Mapacha viptisarino hawata. So here, the word jhana means contemplating on an object, or maybe just translate as a meditation. Okay, so today we'll talk about a 50 Rupavachara jhana chaitas. So in English, 5 material sphere consciousness. 5 material sphere consciousness. Simply, we will use the word a short form of rupa chaitas or rupa jhana. So which arise mostly in the 55 material sphere planes. So in the 5th chapter, so we will have to learn 31 planes of existence. So and then we have a 60 Rupa jhana realms, 60 Rupa jhana realms. So and then, so there's no chaitas in one of the Rupa jhana realms. So for that reason, so these 5 material consciousness arises only in the 15 Rupa jhana realms. But of course, this is a arise mostly in generally. So they can arise in the human realms, and they can also arise in heavenly realms heavenly realms. But mostly these jhana chaita, rupa jhana chaita arises in the 15 fine material sphere realms. So here we need to know the word fine material, not normal material. So even though we use the word rupa, rupa means matter. So actually these jhanas arises based on the matters or material form, based on the material form, but not normal material form. So here, for that reason, we use the word fine material. So these rupa jhana chaitas can be attained by using more refined material objects, such as tranquilizer breath. When you attain jhana, your breathing is tranquilized, getting more and more tranquilized. And also the akasina, the akasina object. So here, rupa means not normal rupa, it is fine rupa, fine material, just like a tranquilizer breath and akasina. So by using those refined meditation object, one will attain rupa jhanas. So for that reason, we use the word fine material. So, so when we talk about, actually, I also explained when we are talking about four sphere, four classes of sphere, four classes of chaitas. So one of the students asked, what about radiating loving kindness? So when we radiate loving kindness, we attain the first, second, and third jhana. So when we are radiating loving kindness, when you are developing metta, and our meditation object is the passing, or panyati, passing. So actually that passing is connected with material form. Actually, when we are contemplating a passing that we radiate loving kindness, so that the concept of a passing arises based on material form. So for that reason, one way or another, so these rupa jhana chaitas arises based on refined meditation objects or fine material meditation object. Even though the moment we are practicing metta bhavana, so we have to focus on the concept of an individual, a concept of a passing. So we get that concept of passing based on material form. So by that time, we discussed about this case. So here, my point here is these rupa jhana chaitas can be attained by using fine material meditation object, including the concept of individual. So when we are practicing metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha. So we have a three type of 50 rupa vachara chaita, rupa chaitas. Rupa vachara kusala chaita. We have 5 kusala chaita. We have 5 vipaka chaita. We have 5 kriya chaitas. 5 fine material sphere, wholesome consciousness, prasadam consciousness, and functional consciousness. Everything, 5. Altogether 15. And then 5 Rupavachara Kusala Chetas are experienced by worldlings, Putojana, and trainees, Sikha, so who develop the jhana within this lifetime. Suppose when you practice, Rupa jhana chetas, so if you are Putojana, so that will be called Kusala chetas. If you are Sotapana, Sakadagami, and Nagami, so you are Sikha. As a Sikha, if you develop these Rupa jhana chetas, so they are called Kusala chetas. So their corresponding result, Vipaka, arise only in the fine material world. So those Vipaka chetas will arise only the moment you will be rebirth in the Rupa Brahma realms. The moment you stay there, the moment you die. So actually, regarding with this one, so in the third chapter, we will have to learn the function of those chetas. But here, the corresponding result me as a result of wholesome Rupa chetas, you will have Rupa Vipaka chetas. So they will arise only in the fine material world, the Dupa realms. So in the beings who have been reborn there as a consequence of developing the jhana. Suppose when you attain Rupa jhanas, you were born as a Brahma. So your mental state is here, fine material resultant chetas. Five functional jhana chetas are experienced only by the Arhants and the Buddhas who attain the jhanas. So as the Arhat and the Buddha, so when they attain Rupa jhana chetas, so their jhana chetas are called functional chetas, Kriya chetas. Any question up to now? Any question? No question, let's continue. Okay, Aku.
Namaste, Bhante.
Yeah.
Why still the word kusala is used, Bhante? Isn't that rupa, vachara, citta always wholesome, Bhante?
Yeah. For that reason, we use the word kusala.
No, why is it only kusala, no akusala? Why still mention? If we don't mention kusala, is
if we do not use the word kusala, it will be difficult to say vipaka. Because if you attain rupa kusala chetas, you need to show the result, right? So if we do not use the word kusala, it will be difficult to use the word vipaka. And also its corresponding, if we do not use the word kusala, it will be mixed with the kriya chetas. So we need to differentiate. So the rupa chetas arises in the orderlings, Putojana, and also the trainees. And also we need to differentiate the mental state of Arhants and the Buddhas.
Bhante, I would like to reconfirm if vipaka is always only happen in the Brahma realm for this, not in other realm.
You're right.
For the vipaka.
Yeah, for the vipaka, only when we was born in the Brahma realm. I think in the third chapter, we will have to learn that again. So vipaka cheta, rupa and arupa vipaka chetas, they do only three functions. Only three functions. So the first one is river linking. So the moment one was born in the rupa realm, so these vipaka cheta will function as a river linking. Another one is life continuum. And the last one is death consciousness. 3 functions.
And the last question, Bhante, is there Arahan who don't have jhana, Bhante?
Oh yeah. So we call it Sukha Vipassaka. Sukha Vipassaka means dry insider. Dry insider means they don't have any jhana. So they became arahant based on how to say Khanika Samadhi or temporary concentrations.
But when they obtain the Cakkapala, their concentration is supramundane jhana, Bhante.
We can call it, yeah, we can call it supramundane jhana. But so some arahants, so they do not have rupa and arupa jhana. But when they attain Magga and Phala, so their mental state can be called how to say jhana, supramundane jhana. But it will be only the first jhana.
Okay.
The first supramundane jhana, because their insight meditation is accompanied by vitaka. Vitaka, initial application. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Okay. So here, before we talk about jhanas, you need to know we have 5 jhana factors. We have 5 jhana factors. So the first jhana chaitas associated with 35 mental factors. So in the second chapter, we will have to learn. So the first jhana chaitas, rupa jhana chaitas, associate with 35 mental factors. Among them, 5 mental factors distinguish the first jhana. So because of 5 mental factors, so it became the first jhana. So therefore, they are called jhana factors. So they are important to say the mental factors that will distinguish your mind as a jhana. To attain the first jhana, all these 5 mental factors must be present or prominent. But of course, we also have these jhana factors in our mind, but they are not obvious. They are not very clear in our mind. But the moment you attain the first jhana chaitas, so these 5 jhana factors will be prominent and very clear in your mind. Because of that, so to know about 5 jhana factors are important. So here, when you attain the first jhana, your mind will associate with 35 type of mental factors. But among them, 5 mental factors are prominent, must be present. So only these mental factors are prominent and obvious, then you attain jhana. If one wants to attain next level of jhanas, if you want to go second jhana, third jhana, etc., one has to overcome one gross jhana factors each time. Suppose if you want to attain second jhana, then you need to overcome one jhana factor. Then if you want to attain third jhana, you need to overcome another one. In other words, we can call it, you need to drop. So one gross jhana factors each time. So by using the power concentrations. So if you have a power concentration, if you have a deeper level of concentrations, you can overcome all these gross jhana factors one by one. So I think along the way you will understand it. So here, we are talking about 5 jhanas. So actually in Abhidhamma, when we are learning Abhidhamma, we always use the word 5 jhanas. 5 jhanas. Why 5 jhanas? The Sutta Pitaka usually mentions 4 jhanas model. Sutta Pitakas. So when you read the Sutta, you will find that there's only 4 jhanas. There's no fifth jhana. But the Abhidhamma Pitaka use both 4 jhanas model and also 5 jhana models. So people misunderstand that Abhidhamma use only 5 jhana model, but it's not so. So when you read the first Abhidhamma book, so you will see that Abhidhamma mention 2 models. One 4 jhana, another one 5 jhana model. So in the 5 jhana Abhidhamma model, so the first jhana is divided into 2. So in that way, it becomes 5 jhanas. In the Suttas, 4 jhana model, so the first jhana is divided into 2. For that reason, in Abhidhamma model, it became 5. So here, this 5-4 division of Abhidhamma jhana models can be traced back in the Suttas. So when you read some Sutta, you will know that Abhidhamma 5 jhana models come from the Suttas itself. So I will quote one Sutta called Upakilesa Sutta. Majjhima Nikaya Sutta number 128. So in that Sutta, the Buddha retold his experience of jhanas before his attainment, before his enlightenment. So the Buddha taught to Venerable Anuruddha. So before he attained enlightenment as a bodhisattva, and he experienced 2 types of jhana. So the Buddha said like this: Anuruddha, I develop concentration with the thought and examination. So actually, this is the first jhana in Abhidhamma model. So actually, the Buddha is talking to Anuruddha. He talked about his experience before his enlightenment. So I develop concentration with the thought and examination. So later I will explain what is vitaka, what is vichara. So for the time being, just thought and examination. And the Buddha said that I develop concentration without thought, but with the examination only. With the examination only. So actually, this is what the Buddha taught in Majjhima Nikaya. So the first one is the first jhana in Abhidhamma, and second one is second jhana in Abhidhamma. So this cannot be found in Sutta, in Sutta model, the fourth jhana model in the Suttas. So you look at second paragraph. I develop concentration without thought. So there's no thought, but with the examination only. But there is examination in the mind. Examination in the mind. There's no thought. So this is a second jhana in the Abhidhamma model. So I think you can read some of the suttas here. You can read some of the suttas here. Any question up to now? The commentary explanations mention the reason why. So Abhidhamma splits the first jhana into two. The commentary mentioned that the intelligent people can drop 2 jhana factors at once. So the moment or the people who are intelligent, the moment they meditate, after attaining the first jhana, so because they are intelligent, because of that, they can overcome Vitakka and Vichara together at once. So because of that, so there is 4 jhana models and 4 jhana models for them. So there are some people who have less intelligence. So after attaining the first jhana, when they want to attain second jhana, so they go step by step. First, they overcome Vitakka. So it became second jhana. Sorry, second jhana. Then when they want to attain third jhana, they overcome Vichara. So this is a commentary explanation. Those who are intelligent, they can overcome Vitakka Vichara together at one time. For them, 4 jhana model. Those who have less intelligence, they can only drop Vitakka and Vichara one by one. So for them, 5 jhana models. 5 jhana models. I hope you understand, right? So actually, in the Sutta Pitaka, generally, so you will find 4 jhana models. First jhana, second, third, and fourth jhana. There's no 5th jhana. But Abhidhamma use both 4th jhana model and 5 jhanas model. The reason is we can find in the some suttas. So the Buddha himself, he tried. He developed the first jhana, which is accompanied by Vitakka and Vichara. And also he developed concentrations without Vitakka and with Vichara. So based on that one, Abhidhamma mentioned, so there are 5 jhanas. The commentary mentioned the reason why. So there is 5 jhanas. That is because some people are intelligent. So when they attain the first jhana, then they develop concentration further, and they can overcome Vitakka and Vichara together. For them, there is only 4 jhana. Those who are less intelligent, they cannot overcome Vitakka and Vichara together. They overcome only one by one. So for them, so the first jhana in the Sutta model can be divided into 2. One jhana, the first jhana and second jhana. This is the academic. Okay, any question? If no question, let's continue. So here we have 5 Rupavachara Kusala Chetas. 5 Rupavachara Kusala Chetas. So the first one, first jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with the thought. Okay, number 1, together with the thought. So here, Bhikkhu Bodhi, in the book, in his book, Bhikkhu Bodhi translate as a initial application. In the book, Vitakka is translated as initial application. So later I will explain the reason why. But Bhikkhu Bodhi himself, so he used the word thought. When he translates Vitakka in the Sutta, in the Nikayas. Second one is examination, Vichara. So in the book, Bhikkhu Bodhi translate as a sustained application. And third one is rapture. Number 4, pleasure. And number 5, one-pointedness. So these are called 5 jhana factors. 5 jhana factors. So here, the first jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with the thought, examination, rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. So that is the first jhana. So when you attain the first jhana, these 5 jhana factors will be prominent, very clear in your mind. Of course, the first jhana chaitas were associated with 35 mental factors, but among them only 5 is very prominent. When you want to attain second jhana, you need to overcome gross jhana factors. So here, there's no thought or vitakka. Second jhana wholesome consciousness, together with examination, rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. So when you want to attain third jhana, so you need to overcome examination. So there's no examination. So getting higher and higher. Third jhana wholesome consciousness, together with the rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. So there is no examination in the third jhana. Fourth jhana wholesome consciousness, together with the pleasure and one-pointedness. In the fourth jhana, there's no rapture, only pleasure and one-pointedness. So the fifth jhana wholesome consciousness, together with equanimity and one-pointedness. So there's no pleasure in the fifth jhana. So these are 5 rupa kusala chaitas. Rupa kusala chaitas. So they arise in the Bhutojana and the trainees. These are wholesome. So, sorry. So in the fifth jhana, there's no pleasure, only 2 jhana factors, equanimity and one-pointedness. Equanimity and one-pointedness. So these are 5 kusala chaitas. So we have a 50 rupa chaitas. 50 rupa chaitas. So you can see page number 55. Page number 55. So here we have a 5 jhana chaitas. The first jhana, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So these are 5 jhanas. In the first jhana, initial application, vitakka, sustained application, vichara, zest. So everybody use the word zest here. It is the same as a rapture. And another one is happiness, one-pointedness. So the first jhana can be wholesome, resultant, and functional. Altogether, we have 3 the first jhana chaitas. In the second jhana, so there's no initial application, there's no vitakka, only 4 jhana factors. So here also we have kusala, vipaka, kriya. Altogether 3 second jhana chaitas. And third one, there's no vitakka, no vichara, only zest, happiness, and one-pointedness. One-pointedness. And we also have a 3 third jhana chaitas. And the fourth jhana, there's no vitakka, no vichara, no piti, no zest. Only happiness and one-pointedness. In the fifth jhana, no vitakka, no vichara, no piti, but yeah, instead of happiness, equanimity. Equanimity and one-pointedness. So altogether 50 rupavachara chaitas. rupa cettas. So we have 5 wholesome cettas, 5 resultant cettas, 5 functional cettas, altogether 50. Okay, so this is we're talking about 50 rupa cettas. Now let's talk about in detail. Let's talk about in detail. Number 1, thought. So we have 5 jhana factors. So Bhikkhu Bodhi, used Vitaka as the initial application in this book. But in the suttas, the Nikaya, when he translates suttas, he used the word thought. Okay, let's talk about Vitaka. What is Vitaka? Vitaka directs and brings the mind toward the object. So now, if you want to attain rupa jhanas, you need to use meditation object. Traditionally, we have a 40 meditation object. So among them, so some can attain jhana, some cannot. So we have to choose the meditation object that can attain jhanas. So suppose in breathing meditation, when you practice breathing, you can attain 5 jhanas. So here, when you use your breathing as a meditation object, so we take a direct and bring your mind to the breathing. Suppose you close your eye, you're breathing normally, then you focus all your attention to the breathing, So when you are breathing in, you know that you are breathing in. When you are breathing out, you know that you are breathing out. The reason, when you know that you are breathing, Vitaka is bringing your mind to the breathing. So breathing is our meditation object. So the function of Vitaka is bringing our mind to the breathing. Then when you are breathing, when you are meditating on your breathing, your mind may go somewhere. Then bring back your mind to the breathing. So bringing your mind to the meditation object is Vitaka. So for that reason here, Vitaka direct the mind toward the object, toward the meditation object. Vitaka will bring your mind to the meditation object. It is called initial application. So Bhikkhu Bodhi use initial application. Initially, you're trying to apply your mind to the meditation object. That's Vitaka. So it is not a gross thought and thinking. Normally, we have a lot of thinking in our mind. While we are teaching, while we are listening, you may be thinking many things, your family, your job, the weather, etc. So here, Vitaka in the Vitaka as a jhana factor, it is not a gross thinking. It is an automatic movement back into the meditation object. Automatic is almost automatic. Almost automatic. It's not a normal thinking. The Vitaka as a jhana factors, it automatic movement back to the meditation object. Normally, when we start meditation, before we attain jhana, so we need to make a lot of effort to bring our mind to the meditation object. Then the mind normally go many places. Then Vitaka will bring your mind to the meditation. You need to make a lot of effort for the first time. Then the moment your concentration is set up, if you have a deeper level of concentrations, you don't need to make a lot of effort. It looks like automatic. But the moment you attain the first jhana, so here, bringing the mind to the meditation object is just like automatic. You don't need to make much effort. So automatic movement back into the meditation object. So for that reason, so Vitakka is not a close thinking. So even though we use the word thought, actually it is not a thought or thinking in our mind, in our day-to-day life. But here is just Vitakka will bring our mind to the meditation object. It's just like the automatic movement back to the meditation object. In other words, we can use direct attention. So actually, Vitakka direct your attention to the meditation object continuously, just like automatic. So for that reason, when you attain the first jhana all the time, suppose when you attain the first jhana for 10 minutes, your mind is just like that. But Vitakka, accompanied by Vitakka. So Vitakka will automatically bring your mind to the meditation object. Little bit shaking, but stable. So here, Vitakka as a jhana factor, not like a close thinking. So here, the commentary compare Vitakka as a close friend of the king. So there is one person who is very close to the king. So a villager want to meet with the king. So he were not allowed to meet the king if he himself approach. He need to use a person as a medium. But here, a close friend of the king bring a villager to the king. So here, Vitakka is compared as a close friend. The close friend bring a villager. Villager here means consciousness. The king is an object, our meditation object. So a close friend of a king will bring a villager to the king. So here, a close friend is the Vitakka. So Vitakka normally bring our mind to the meditation object. So for that reason here, a close friend will bring, Vitakka, will bring a villager. Villager is consciousness to the king. The king is meditation object. That is a, how to say that, simile or example used by the commentators. It is also compared as a bee diving toward a flower. When you look at a flower, flower is an object, meditation object. A bee is compared as a Vitakka. A bee diving, diving. So that means our mind, Vitakka will bring our mind to the meditation object, to the flowers. Any question? I hope you understand the function of Vitakka. Vitakka will bring our mind to the meditation object. As a jhana factor, it is not a gross thinking. It's not like our thought. Our thought is not stable. Now thinking about family, after that job, after that listening like this, So our mind is not stable. But Vitakka as a jhana factor, so it will bring our mind to the meditation object. No question, huh? Second jhana factor is examination or vichara. So if you want to know jhanas, you need to know jhana factors. Otherwise, you will not understand what is jhana. Vichara is sustained application of the mind on the object. Because what you use the word sustained application. Here I use examination. Examination is just a layman term, but sustained application, we can call it is technical term. Sustained application of the mind on the object. So vichara keep the mind, the continuous exercise on the object and examine it, examine the object. Suppose we bring our mind to the breathing. When you're breathing in, you know that you're breathing. When you're breathing out, you know that you're breathing out. So that is the function of Vitakka. Vitakka bring your mind to the meditation object, breathing. So here, vichara, sustained application. So when Vitakka bring the mind to the meditation object many times, so your mind will no longer go outside, just examining that meditation object. So continuous exercise on the meditation object. So that means vichara, the moment you vichara sustain our mind to stick to the meditation object. So just know the mind is just anchoring breathing meditation object. So breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. We can call it examining meditation object. When it is the breathing is, when you have a hot sensation, you know that it's hot sensation. Cool sensation, you know the cool sensation because of vichara, sustained application. Vitakka take the mind to the object and put the mind on the object. Vichara keep the mind on that object and trying to anchor there. So Vitakka will bring your mind to the meditation object. Vichara trying to anchor there, examining meditation object. So Bhikkhubodhi use the word sustained application, trying to sustain application of the mind. So look at that, the flower is meditation object, breathing, suppose breathing meditation. Flower is breathing. Then Vitakka is like a bee diving into a flower. So Vitakka bring the mind to the meditation, just like diving. Then after diving near the flowers, the bee will hover over flowers and hovering, flying around. So vichara is like the bees hovering onto it. Normally bees, so when they are diving into the flowers, they will not stop on the flower right away. They will hover, they were flying around. So that is just like a vichara, examining, examining the flowers, just like that. So Vitakka will bring the mind to the meditation object, breathing meditation object. So when you are doing again and again, then vichara will arise. So vichara hovering over meditation object. So that is the function of vichara. In the later part, I will explain a little bit further. For the time being, I'm just explaining a general feature of Vitakka and vichara. Third one is rapture. Also, big word use the word zest. Piti. Piti is a joy or delight in the meditation object. So with this piti, so one will experience pleasurable interest in the meditation object. Suppose when you are practicing breathing meditation, so Vitakka will bring the mind to the meditation object, and vichara will anchor Vichara where examine meditation object. So when you are, so Vitakka and Vichara is functioning where if your mind is how to say that, contemplating on the breathing, then your mind will not go anywhere. Then there will be a pleasurable interest. Your mind, you will be very interested in the breathing. So when concentration is deeper, so you will find a lot of how to say, a lot of things changing in your breathing. So you will have pleasurable interest. So you'll be interested to keep on meditating on breathing. So that is called piti. Suppose when you're reading, so for the first time, you may not be interested too much. So when you're reading a lot, then you have too much interest. You want to keep on reading. But here also, so when you are practicing, Vitakka and Vichara will function. Then if you have if your concentration is deeper and deeper, then you will have a piti or joy or interest to keep on practice meditation. So when piti is present in the mind, it refreshes the mind and body. So in that way, meditator can meditate for many hours, and because of piti or pleasurable interest. Some people want to meditate, keep on meditate. So you will see that. So there are many people who are meditating for many years because of this one, because of rapture and piti. So for normal people, you might think that living in meditation retreat very difficult, right? You need to get up early. You don't have a good food, so you don't have a good place to stay. But the reason why they can stay for a long time is rapture or piti. So when they are meditating, they will find it interest in the meditation object. So that is called rapture or zest. So when you attain the first jhana, so that rapture will be prominent in your mind. You will keep interested in that. So you don't need to, you will not care about food, you will not care about sleep because of that one, rapture and zest. Next one is happiness or sukha. Sukha is a pleasant mental feeling which is born of detachment from sensual pleasures. When we are talking about jhana factors, here happiness or sukha mean not a happiness or sukha, what we understand. So this is a pleasant mental feeling in your mind, so which is born of detachment from sensual pleasures. The moment you attain jhana, there's no attachment to the sensual pleasures. Just you focus on meditation object. So here, piti and sukha are closely connected, but they are different in terms of their activities. So actually, when you learn normally in normal day-to-day life, it will be difficult to differentiate between happiness and rapture or piti and sukha. But in jhana state, so when you attain the fourth jhana, it will be too much different. So they have a different functions or activities. Piti belong to the aggregate of mental formation, Sankhara. While sukha is a feeling belonging to the aggregate of feeling, Vedana. Actually, sukha or happiness belong to feeling, and piti is a separate mental factor. So if you don't understand, it's okay, because it's only for those who have learned a lot. So sukha and piti, they have a different functions. In normal daily life, they look like the same. But when you study the jhana, as a jhana factors, they are totally different. So piti belong to the aggregate of mental formation, and sukha belong to the aggregate of feeling. So they are two different mental factors. So piti is compared to the delight in a weary traveler. What experience when coming across an ocean, an oasis. Sukha to his pleasure after bathing and drinking. Then I will explain this one. Somebody who is walking in a desert, thirsty and hungry. It's very hot. The sun is very hot. There's no food. So there's no place, or there's no water, no trees, just a desert. Then in the halfway, he saw a person who has wet hair, who just take a bath, and that person he will ask that person if there any oasis nearby, because he's very thirsty and hungry. So the person will reply, yes, there is a few kilometers away there is an oasis. So the person who is weary and hungry and thirsty, very happy to see that there is oasis nearby. So that joy and rapture is called piti. So with that piti, he will go to the oasis. Before he reached to oasis, he feel very happy, a lot of joy, knowing that there is oasis nearby. That's called piti in his mind. Then after he reached an oasis, he will drink water, he will take a bath, and he will eat some of the lotus how to say, some of the lotus seed, etc. So that means here drinking water and taking bath and eating lotus seed, etc. These are called happiness. These are similar to happiness or sukha. So this is the difference between sukha and piti. Okay, so I think these are a little bit difficult. So if you do not understand, let it be. So in the jhana, as the jhana factors, rapture or happiness, so they are different. So when we learn the jhana, so you understand that. So the last one is called one-pointedness, ekaggata, one-pointedness. So ekaggata literally means a one, yeah, ekami one, akami pointed or peak state. A one pointed or peak state. So the one agami, the peak of something. So that means the peak of a mountain, the peak of a building, the peak of a tree. Here, so aka here refer to the semi or jhana experience. So the moment you attain the first jhana, that's the peak of your experience. So ekaggata is the primary component or the essence of all five jhanas. So ekaggata where one-pointedness were present in all five jhanas. So here akami eka is one, akami peak. So the moment you attain the first jhana, your mind is just like arriving in the peak, the top of the mountain, top of your experience. So Ekagata is translated as the one-pointedness. The moment your mind concentrate on the meditation object only, then that is called one-pointedness. One-pointedness. There's no other object in your mind. So these are 5 jhana factors. Vitakka will function to bring in the mind to the meditation object. Vichara will anger or hover near the meditation object, examining meditation object. So if you have vitakka and vichara, then you will have rapture or zest in your mind. You will find it interest in the meditation object. Then, and there is happiness in your mind. So it will pervade the whole your body. Then the moment your mind just concentrate, just focus on meditation object, excluding other object, that is called one-pointedness or ekaggata. So usually, one-pointedness is similar to concentration, samadhi. So when these 5 jhana factors are prominent in your mind, then you attain the first jhana. Any question regarding with the jhana factors? No question. Okay, if no question, let's talk about the first jhana. So here, just based on the suttas and explanation by the meditation masters, then I will now I will explain how one can attain the first jhana. Of course, this is in theory. Let's say in theory. If you want to attain the first jhana, you need to establish mindfulness on the meditation object. Now we will use breathing meditation object. If you want to attain the first jhana, you need to establish or develop mindfulness on the breathing. Keep placing the mind on the meditation object. So you keep your mind on the breathing, When your mind go other places, and vitakka bring the mind to the meditation object. You must know that while you're breathing. When you're breathing out, breathing out. So all the time, you keep your mind on the meditation object. That is called vitakka, the function of vitakka. Then examine breathing. But actually, the word examine is too rough. So here, the function of vichara is holding on the meditation object. So vitakka will place your mind on the meditation object, and vichara trying to hold it. Vichara trying to hold meditation object. So that means your mind will hold breathing. So breathing will be quite clear when the vichara is functioning well. Vichara trying to hold meditation object. So that means your mind just anchor, your breathing meditation object. So by that time, so other object will not come into your mind, only that meditation object, breathing. So if you exercise, so if you practice placing your mind on the meditation object and holding that meditation object closely, then by so doing, a joy or a pleasurable interest in the meditation object will arise. So it is really interesting. Breathing meditation object will be interesting for you. So when you have a deeper level of concentrations, breathing will be so clear to you. And it will be very interesting for you. So you will like it. You would like to practice meditation many hours. That's called piti. So a joy or a pleasurable interest in the meditation object will arise. Then the pleasure or happiness in the body and mind will give rise. So keep on practice. Then Vitakka is functioning, placing your mind to the meditation object, which are trying to anchor and also trying to hold meditation object closely. Then by so doing, you have a joy or rapture in your mind. If you practice, keep on practicing, then pleasure and happiness will pervade in your mind as well as the body. That's called sukha. Because of bodily and mental tranquility and pleasure in your mind, which is totally secluded from sensual pleasures. There's no sensual pleasure in your mind. Your mind just focuses on meditation object. No thinking about sensual pleasures. So the meditator is able to take the meditation object family. So taking breathing meditation object family. There's no other object in your mind. Just breathing meditation object. That's called one-pointedness or ekaggata. The mind is reached at the peak. Then the mind becomes fixed on the meditation object. Your mind is fixed and your mind is locked on the breathing meditation object. There's no other objects arise in your mind. Then you attain the first jhana. In your mind, you have initial application vitakka, sustained application vichara, rapture, piti, and pleasure or happiness, sukha, and one-pointedness, ekaggata. So all these 5 jhana factors arises, and if they are prominent, then you attain the first jhana. Mr. Rupakadin will explain like this, very beautiful way, yet a very beautiful way. If you look at this chart, you will see the existence continuum. It is existence continuum. So then there is a vibration of bhavanga. Then after that, mind or advancing, your mind will advance to meditation object. Then there is impassion. Impassion here means your mind is working hard. Vitakka, vichara, all these jhana factors will be working hard. That's called impassion. Then there is state of mind. It's called ekaggata. So all these 5 jhana factors work together. So the mind will fix on the meditation object. So there's no other object in your mind. Then the mind is locked on the meditation object. There's no one-pointedness of the mind on the meditation object. It's called fixing. Then after that, jhana citta, it go like this to be stable. So when you attain 1 minute jhana, then for 1 minute, your mind will be very stable. 10 minutes, 1 hour, like this. According to Abhidhamma, so when you attain the first jhana for the first time, only one jhana chaitas. Then it will forward to bhavanga again. So only one jhana chaita arises. Then right away it will fall down. Because just like a baby, the baby trying to get up. You were trying to get up, then collapse. You will fall down. Then he trying again, trying to get up, maybe about 2 seconds, will fall down again. Trying again, 3 seconds, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. Gradually, you will be able to stand up. So just like that, according to Abhidhamma, if you attain jhana for the first time, only one jhana citta arises, and you will fall down. Then you try again, and you attain jhana citta for 1 second, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, etc. It will go like this. So when you are getting clever in the jhana, so you will be able to meditate for long hours. So this is the process of attaining jhana. Let me explain the general feature of the first jhana again. So the moment you attain the first jhana, all the hindrances are burned off. So there's no hindrances in your mind. So we have two definitions of jhana. Second one is burning out all the hindrances in your mind. So the moment you attain the first jhana, there's no sensory desire in your mind, because your mind is nothing, you're not connected with this sensory perception. There's no ego in your mind, because ego is no place in your mind, because you have a joy, rapture, and happiness in your mind. There's no sloth and torpor, because your mind is alert. No sloth and torpor, no restlessness, and no worry, and no doubt in your mind. So all these hindrances will be cremated the moment you attain the first jhana. So in that way, the meditator will feel blissful peace and happiness, which totally transcends sensory perception, kama sanya. So actually for that reason, the Sutta mentioned that when you attain jhana, you don't have any sensory perception in your mind. Sensory perception in your mind. For that reason, the moment you attain jhana, all the 5 physical doors shut down, really shut down. You do not see, you do not hear, no taste, no smell, no touch. So the moment you attain, because your mind transcends sensory perception. So the first jhana is together with the thought or initial application. So that means here, thought here means is gentle movement of the mind to the meditation object. Very gentle movement, automatic movement to the meditation object. So sometimes if we try something many times, our mind became automatic. But here also, so the Vitakka always place your mind to the meditation object. So it accustomed to it, it used to it. So automatic. A gentle movement is very gentle. Gentle movement of the mind to the meditation object. Stillness with a little bit of movement. There is a little bit of movement, a little bit of shaking. Of course, if we are using the word shaking, it will lead to misunderstanding. Here, we can use the word wobble of the mind, a little bit, little bit movement of the mind. So that wobble of the mind because of the thought, because of vitakka. So that wobble of the mind can cause falling from jhana, especially because of the noises. So last week we talked about turn to the jhana, right? Noise is a turn to the first jhana. The moment you attain the first jhana, vitakka is functioning, vitakka is walking. So vitakka, so there is, how to say that, a gentle movement of the mind to the meditation object. That is the function of vitakka. So by that moment, when you hear noises from outside, then you may fall down from the jhana state. So for that reason, those who want to attain jhana, they normally they will go to forests and they will go to quiet place. So there's no honestly, there's no hindrances or there's no dangers on your jhana. So by that time, the rapture, piti, here interest, you are too much interest in the meditation object, in your experience, and also you experience the pleasure in your body and mind. So those rapture and pleasure born out seclusion. Born out seclusion means there's no sensory desire in your mind. So your happiness, your joy is nothing to do with sensory perception. Normally our happiness based on sensory desire, based on the food, based on the smell, based on the sound. But here, when you attain jhana, nothing to do with all these sensory pleasures. So it will pervade, rapture and pleasure will pervade both physical and mental body. So for that reason, this is the first jhana. We already talked about it. The first jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with the thought, examination, rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. So if you have all these 5 jhana factors, then you attain the first jhana. So that is according to Abhidhamma. According to Abhidhamma. Then let's talk about according to the suttas. According to the suttas, as I earlier said that suttas normally mention 4 jhana models. 4 jhana models. But here the first jhana, the same. The first jhana is the same. Here, secluded from sensual pleasures. So actually our happiness, our joy, our interest are connected with sensual pleasures. But here, secluded from sensual pleasures, not away from sensual pleasures. Secluded from unwholesome states. There's no unwholesome state in your mind. A bhikkhu enters and dwells in the first jhana, which consists of rapture, piti, pleasure, sukha, born out seclusion. So those rapture and pleasure will be nothing to do with sensual pleasures, accompanied by thought and examination. Actually, Bhikkhu Bodhi, when he translates the sutta, he used the word we take thought and examination. In Abhidhamma, he used technical term, initial application and sustained application. So this is when you read the first jhana in the suttas, so actually they are not different with the Abhidhamma model of the first jhana. Okay, any question up to now? Any question regarding with the first jhana? Jhanas are higher than sensual pleasures. So when you attain the first, when you attain jhanas, you see sensual pleasures as if as a disease, as a illness, because when you as a sensual pleasures, you need a lot of support, right? If you want to see beautiful things, you need to make a lot of effort. Then you get happiness. Then when you want to eat a good food, you need to spend a lot of money and you need to spend a lot of time. Then after taking a lot of time and sit down on the table, then you eat. Right? That's sensory happiness. Same other things. But here, when you attain jhana bliss, You don't need many things. Just sit down quietly, then concentrate on meditation object. So you will experience a blissful rapture and happiness in your mind and your body. Because of that, jhana happiness is higher than sensual pleasures, kama sukha, sensory happiness. Okay, any question? Okay, Teacher Lily.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yeah.
Bhante, when someone is meditating, when you concentrate on the object, you will get rapture.
Yeah.
Followed by sukha. How about those people who meditate on the corpse, the dead body? Will they also get this rapture and pleasure?
Yeah. Because when we meditate the cough, at times you will not get all these rapture and pleasure. So when you contemplate on cough, you place your mind to the cough. No other object. So you see a cough and its characteristics. So some cough are swelling like this. So by contemplating just the dead body, so we take away our function. We bring your mind to the dead body. So Vitakka and Vichara will walk together. Then you close your eye. Then you try to visualize the same dead body in your mind. So when you cannot visualize that dead body, then you open your eye again, and you just focus all your attention to the dead body. Then you close your eye again. Then even though you close your eye, if you can see that dead body, just concentrate on that dead body. Then if you keep on practicing many times, so that dead body will produce will be a very bright dead body in your mind. So just keep on that body. So that meditation object will be interesting for your mind. You will like to keep on concentrating that body. So there is an interest in that meditation object. So that is called piti. Then keep on practice. Contemplating on the dead body while closing your eye. Then your mind will be concentrated only in that dead body. Then you will have a happiness and rapture in your mind. So when all your mind, all your attention, just focus only on the dead body and one pointedness of the mind. If these jhana factors arise together, then you will attain the first jhana. So for that reason, so in the last chapter, in the 9th chapter, I mentioned that by contemplating the dead body, so you can attain the first jhana. So that means just looking at the dead body will not have a rapture or a pleasure in your mind. Only you close your eye, concentrate on that, then that body in your mental image will change. So just focus on that mental image. Then if your mind is very concentrated, then you will have pleasurable interest in that mental image, and you have pleasure in your mind or happiness in your mind. Then when all these jhana factors work together, then you attain the first jhana.
So
Okay.
it's more on the concentration and not the object.
Yeah, of course, yes. Of course, our concentration is connected with the object. Connected with the object. So by just looking at that body with your naked eye, you can you cannot get rapture as a jhana factor. Only you close your eye. Only through mental image, you can get rapture and pleasure of jhana factors.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, you can. Chapunyo.
Good evening, Bhante.
Okay.
About your first jhana, you mentioned that you mentioned sukha. Sorry, you mentioned piti and you mentioned sukha. So let's say in the midst of your meditation, isn't there the danger of being attached to this piti or this this sukha?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. If you have attachment to rapture and pleasure, it will be a danger to move to next level. Suppose if you want to attain the fourth jhana, if you have attachment to the rapture, you cannot attain. You have to overcome it. Then if you want to attain the fifth jhana, if you have an attachment to pleasure or happiness, you cannot move to the fifth jhana.
Okay, because sometimes
especially in vipassana practice, when you want to practice vipassana meditation, so those rapture, those pleasure or happiness will be a great danger because they are very pleasant, very blissful.
Yes.
For that reason, naturally our mind tend to attach to that.
Yes. Yeah, correct. Because it's so pleasurable. You are contented with it. So sometimes, in the course of your meditation, you may forget why you are meditating because you are enjoying the piti and you are enjoying the sukha.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that you don't fall into that trap of being attached to it?
Understanding. For that reason, Abhidhamma, learning Abhidhamma or learning the suttas will help you. This is a map, no? This is a map. So normally, when you have attachment to those rapture and piti and sukha, you will not continue to your journey to Nibbana. So I think a few years ago, when I talk about there is.
Sorry, the dog is barking. Okay, I will unmute. I will mute.
Okay, just mute. So a few years ago, when devotee, when I talk about the fifth jhana, accompanied by equanimity and one-pointedness, right? And the fourth jhana is accompanied by sukha, happiness, and sukha, happiness, and one-pointedness. So when you want to attain the fifth jhana, you need to give up or let go happiness or neglect happiness. So the student discuss. So actually, sukha or happiness is very good. Why we give up or why we let go? So I told him, of course, the fourth jhana, happiness is very blissful. You can enjoy it. But when you want to go to the fifth jhana, you have to let go. No attachment to that. Only then you can move to next level. But of course, in the fifth jhana, there's no rapture, there's no pleasure, just equanimous feeling. So it will be not pleasurable like the fourth jhana and third jhana. But when you reach to the fifth jhana, your mental state will be very pure, very pure. When you have a pure mind, it's stable concentration, you'll be able to see the truth, the true nature of nama rupa. So for that reason, the Buddha, before the Buddha attained enlightenment, he trying to gain the fourth jhana. Actually, in Abhidhamma more the fifth jhana. So based on the fifth jhana, his mind is pure, just like a polished mirror. And because of that, he can see the nature of nama rupa in their true nature. And through that, he attained enlightenment. So here, of course, because of that, we are learning Abhidhamma and also we are learning the suttas. So this is, in theory, this is the map. Why we are trying to attain jhanas. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of vipassana? So these are the map. So while you're meditating and you can go through that map, then you know the purpose of attaining jhana. If you do not know, you will trapped into the rapture and happiness in your mind. But you cannot move forward. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first jhana. In one of the sutta, so the Buddha said that those who want to attain second jhana, you need to try to, how to say, expert, or you need to try to expert in the first jhana. You need to digest. You need to know the first jhana. You need to be very clever in the first jhana. So then only you can move to second jhana. Suppose you have learned second jhana, third jhana, then fourth jhana. Then after you attain the first jhana, you want to go to second jhana right away. You try hard, then you cannot attain second jhana. At the same time, you will lose the first jhana as well. So that means if you want to attain second jhana, you need to expert in the first jhana. You need to master in the first jhana. So the Buddha gave example of a simile. Actually in the Himalaya region, there is one animals like a goat. So they are very, very clever to climb the mountain. Even the deep cliff, so they can climb very easily. So looking at the goat, so a cow, looking at the goat is climbing the mountain, cliff mountain very easily and with very skill. And he think, I will climb the deep mountain. And he tried, and he fall down. So in that sutta, the Buddha said that those who want to go to upper jhana, you need to master in the lower jhanas first. So for that reason, we have 5 kinds of mastery on the jhana. So I will use Visuddhimagga as a reference. Visuddhimagga, chapter 11, so chapter 9, para number 80. And also, comprehensive meaning of Abhidhamma. Comprehensive meaning of Abhidhamma, and chapter 9, how to say that, para number 80. You can read. Another Visuddhimagga, chapter 4, para number 131 to 138. So 5 kinds of mastery. So that means after attaining the first jhana, you need to master, you need to try to master the first jhana first in 5 ways. So the first one is mastery in adverting, Ajana was citta. The ability to advert to the different jhana factors quickly and easily in accordance with one's own wish. So when you attain the first jhana, so 5 jhana factors will be present in your mind, prominent in your mind. So according to Anupada Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, so in that Sutta, Venerable Sariputta mentioned 60 jhana factors. 60 jhana factors. But here, as we are learning Abhidhamma, so we use 5 jhana factors. The moment you attain the first jhana, you know the nature of initial application, the nature of vitaka. You advert your mind to the nature of vitaka, how the vitaka place your mind to the meditation object, and also how it will hold the meditation object, which are how the moment you have rapture or zest in your mind, then you know that there is zest and rapture. So their nature. And second mastery is mastery in attainment. So that is the ability to attain the jhana quickly and easily without many bhavanga in between. As I earlier said, that when you attain the first jhana for the first time, only one jhana chaita then fall down into the, your mind fall down from the jhana. That means fall down here means bhavanga chaita will arise in your mind. Then after a few bhavanga chaitas, then you try to attain the first jhana again, then your mind will be jhana state. Then after a few minutes, then your mind will fall down. Then some bhavanga chaitas, then trying again, then you attain the jhana. Then here, you attain a few hours, then fall down. So here, between 2 jhana states, there are some bhavanga will arising. So here, you're trying to attain jhana as quickly as possible. So that is called mastery in attainment. Mastery in attainment. Without many bhavanga in between. The next one is mastery in resolution. So that is the ability to remain in the jhana for a length of time determined by one's own prior resolution. So that means you want to attain the first jhana for 10 minutes, then you determine your mind. I was trying to attain the first jhana for the 10 minutes. Then before 10 minutes, then you fall down from the jhana. Then you try again. And I was trying to attain jhana for 10 minutes. Then before 10 minutes, you will fall down from the jhana. Then trying again. So in this way, you trying to attain a length of time that you determine in your mind. If you determine to attain jhana for 1 hour, then for the first time, you may not attain it. Second time, you may not. Third time, try hard. Third time, you able to attain jhana for 1 hour. So that is called mastery in resolution. According to your own resolution, determination in your mind, you're trying to attain the jhana state in certain period of time. Another one is mastery in emergence. So the ability to emerge from the jhana quickly. Suppose you want to emerge from the jhana suppose you sit down and you sit down 8 o'clock and you want to emerge from the jhana 9 o'clock. And for the first time, you may not be able to emerge. Sometimes we exceed, sometimes we less than 9 o'clock. Then you try hard. So according to your determination in your mind, you're trying to emerge from the jhana 9 o'clock shift. Then for the first time, second time, you may not be able to emerge from the jhana 9 o'clock. So that is a mastery in emergence. According to your own wish, you will be able to emerge from the jhana. And the fifth one is mastery in reviewing. After emerge from the jhana, you're trying to review your jhana. So you need to review what you experienced during the jhana. What are the jhana factors in your mind? What is the nature of vitakka? What is the nature of vichara? You're trying to examine. You're trying to review what you have experienced during the jhana state. So that is called mastery in reviewing. Only you're trying to master, you're trying to be skillful in the first jhana. You'll be able to go to second jhana. So that is called five kinds of mastery. 5 kinds of mastery. So after you attain the first jhana, you're trying to master, or you're trying to be skillful in the first jhana. Only when you're skillful, you're able to go to second jhana. Any question? Any question? We still have another 2 minutes. Yeah, of course, this is a the Buddha used the word attakavachara, beyond thinking, beyond our knowledge. So these state of jhana, it will be difficult for those who do not attain it. So beyond our knowledge, attakavachara. You cannot attain the state of jhana status by using your logic, beyond logical reasoning. You have to experience by yourself. Then only you will know the nature of jhana. So here, we talk about the first jhana. So the first jhana, 5 jhana factors were prominent in the mind. Okay, if no question, then let's close our lesson. Yo varatam bhavaro manu jesu sakya muni bhagavakata kecho parakato bala viriya samangi Dan sukatan saranatamu bemi ragavi ragama ninjama sokan dhamma masangkatama patikulan Marura miman bakunan suwipatan Dhamma miman saranatamu bemi Yatacha te namaha palamahu Chatusu susisu puri sayukesu Atacha Pogala Dhammatasate Sangami Mansaranatamupe. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. See you on Monday.